Ever wondered why great civilizations rise, only to crumble into dust? Why does wealth concentrate and then disappear? It feels like an unstoppable cycle, a story told time and time again throughout history. But what if I told you that a scholar from the 14th century already figured out the blueprint for this very cycle? His name was Ibn Khaldun, and his ideas are so shockingly relevant today. They might just change the way you see the world. Forget everything you think you know about old history books. Ibn Khaldun wasn't just a historian. He was a sociologist, an economist, and a political theorist, all rolled into one. He lived through plagues, political upheaval, and the collapse of empires. He didn't just write down what happened. He asked asterisk, why asterisk it happened? And his answer was a groundbreaking theory of economic and social cycles. Let's dive into his masterwork. At the heart of his theory is a powerful, almost magnetic force he called asabia. This is a tricky word to translate, but think of it as social cohesion, group solidarity, or that all for one and one for all spirit. It's the glue that holds a society together. Imagine a group of tough, resourceful people living on the outskirts of civilization. They're united, they rely on each other for survival, and they share a common purpose. This powerful asabia allows them to overcome incredible odds. They are disciplined, frugal, and have strong leadership. According to Ibn Khaldun, this is the first stage. This group, bursting with energy and unity, is poised to conquer. And conquer they do. They establish a new dynasty, a new kingdom. In the beginning, the ruler is seen as one of the people. He's a leader, not a king on a distant throne. He governs justly, keeps taxes low, and respects the rights of his subjects. This creates a fantastic environment for the economy to boom. Low taxes mean people have more money to invest and spend. They build businesses, cultivate more land, and create new products. The state, in turn, collects more revenue, not by raising tax rates, but because the economic PI itself is growing larger. It's a win-win situation. Prosperity spreads, cities grow, and culture flourishes. This is the golden age, the peak of the dynasty. Everyone is happy, the treasury is full, and the future looks bright. But here's where the cycle takes its inevitable turn. Success breeds complacency. The descendants of the original tough conquerors are born into a world of luxury and comfort. They grow up in palaces, not on battlefields. The spirit of asabia that forged their dynasty begins to weaken. Why struggle when you have everything handed to you? The new generation of leaders becomes disconnected from the people. They see themselves as superior, entitled to their wealth and power. That original bond between the ruler and the ruled is broken. The ruler's focus shifts from the welfare of his people to his own personal enrichment and glory. And how do they fund this lavish lifestyle? They start raising taxes, and then they raise them again. They need money for extravagant palaces, for huge armies to protect their own power, and for a bloated bureaucracy of loyal cronies. The tax burden on the common people, the farmers, the merchants, the artisans becomes crushing. This is where Ibn Khaldun's insight becomes truly brilliant. He saw that excessively high taxes destroy the very incentive to work and produce. Why would a farmer work day and night to grow more crops if the tax collector is just going to take most of it away? Why would a merchant risk his capital on a new venture if the profits will be seized by the state? People lose their motivation. Economic activity slows down. Businesses close. Farmers abandon their fields. The overall economic pie begins to shrink. And here's the paradox. Even though the government is charging higher tax rates, its total revenue actually starts to fall. There's simply less wealth to tax. This economic decline fuels social unrest. The people who once respected their leaders now see them as corrupt and oppressive. The asabia, that crucial social glue, has completely dissolved. The society becomes fragmented and weak, ripe for collapse. As the state's finances crumble, it can no longer afford to pay its soldiers or maintain its infrastructure. It becomes vulnerable. And somewhere out there, on the fringes, a new group is forming. A group that is tough, united, and full of that powerful essence. They see the weakness and corruption of the old dynasty, and the cycle begins all over again. Sound familiar? Think about it. The rise and fall of Rome. The cycles of Chinese dynasties. Even in our modern world, we can see echoes of Ibn Khaldun's ideas. Think about the debate over tax rates. He basically described the Laffer curve centuries before Arthur Laffer was even born. The idea that there is an optimal tax rate that maximizes government revenue without stifling economic growth. That is pure Ibn Khaldun. His analysis also serves as a warning about the dangers of extreme inequality and the loss of social cohesion. When a society becomes too divided between the super-rich and the struggling masses, when people no longer feel like they're part of a shared project, the foundations start to crack. Ibn Khaldun's theory isn't about doom and gloom. It's a profound analysis of human nature and the dynamics of power. It teaches us that true, lasting prosperity isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about building a just society with strong social bonds, where leaders serve the people, and where the economy works for everyone, not just a privileged few. So, the next time you hear about economic booms and busts, or debates about taxes and government spending, remember the 14th century scholar who saw it all coming. The cycle of history, as described by Ibn Khaldun, isn't just a story from the past. It's a timeless lesson that we ignore at our own peril. His work is a reminder that the health of our economy is deeply connected to the health of our society. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas that shaped our world. See you in the next video.